Good morning, YouTube. It is snowing out today and a little crazy. But I wanted to bring up some stuff, talk about some things. So we learned in a press conference on Thursday, I believe, that it looks like the Trump administration with Jeff Sessions in as Attorney General, going to start looking at prosecuting recreational marijuana in the states that have legalized it. Now, I think this is a big mistake. The reason I think this is a big mistake is the fact that marijuana is a Schedule I drug above crack and heroin and meth is really ridiculous. If you do your research and you look at the history of marijuana, the reason it was outlawed to begin with was solely due to the fact that it was going to compete, hemp oil was going to compete with big oil. And so Rockefeller didn't want hemp oil to compete with his black oil or big oil or whatever you want to call it. So he started this propaganda that it made, at that time, black Americans go crazy, and you didn't want the black Americans to do crazy stuff on this marijuana. And they called it marijuana because at that time everybody knew it as hemp, and so they wanted to rename it so that it sounded dangerous. So a lot of people outlawed it without even knowing what it was. And at that point, it became a Schedule I drug and went away, and has been in the center of this failed war on drugs for decades. Probably close to a century now. And so, anyway, my opinion on it is, like everything else, if we're going to stay consistent, we should allow the states to decide how they handle this. Because it is making a big enough impact that it is really taking the feet out from underneath the cartels. They're having to look at other things, other things that aren't used as much as marijuana to make up their income, because marijuana was a cash crop for them. And now that it is legal in several states, it is less and less a cash crop for them. But it looks like the feds are going to come after that and prosecute. Now, they're not going to prosecute medical marijuana. They're only going to prosecute recreational. And like I said, I still think that is wrong. They need to take it off the Schedule I drug, because it does have viable medical uses. And this is from somebody who didn't think, for the longest time, didn't think that it did. But I have seen it for myself in person, the benefits of marijuana to some people. Now, it's not a cure-all. I don't believe that it is this magical miracle drug, but there are some viable uses, making people more comfortable who are in chronic pain, allowing people who have anxiety and depression issues it definitely helps that. That's the part where I've seen it work amazingly. And also, it is shown to have medical benefits for those who have regular seizures. So there are lots of benefits to it that being on the Schedule 1 drug list says that there are no medical benefits whatsoever, and that's just not the case. That's the reason they're not going to prosecute medical marijuana. So obviously it needs to be removed. Obviously they need to rethink about this recreational thing. I think that there are things that are a lot more important in fighting than Joe sitting in the back of his van toking it up eating 30 tacos. That's not dangerous. Making it a schedule, or making it an illegal substance and coming across the border and cartels fighting, that's dangerous. So we'll have to see how that goes. But do your research on it. Like I said, I was a big anti-marijuana guy for a long time until I saw firsthand the benefits of it. And then I started researching it when it came to be legal in Oregon as a for recreational purposes. I was like, hey, I want to do some research on this. I want to see if, because my kids are ultimately going to be subjected to it. I want to see if it is something that I need to be worried about. So, those of you that don't know, the use of it has been found that it is not harmful it's not harmful on the brain for those that are 20, 21 and older who have a developed brain. And so anybody younger than that, when their brain is still developing and whatnot, it can cause permanent damage. So it definitely needs to be regulated. Oregon has made a bunch of money on it, on the taxes of it, on taxing it. And so let's let the states make some money off of it. Let's take the money away from the cartels. Let's worry about people who are killing other people and not worry about Joe eating 30 tacos, smoking a doobie in the back of his van. But other than that, that's the big thing that I want to talk about today. Some little things going on that we'll have to see how things go. And the president's set to give his speech, I think either today or tomorrow, in front of a joint session of Congress. So we will see how that goes. But anyway, guys, like I said, do your research on marijuana. Make a decision on it for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I'm only speaking from my experiences, but I don't think that it is worth our federal government wasting tax dollars to go after. Anyway, guys, you guys have a great day. Like, subscribe, share this story if you liked it, and thanks for watching.